Hey, how you doing? This is part 2 of what you need to know and what you need to get. So do your research and take some notes. I've forgotten to add this in part 1. So if you're seeing this in part 2, the first thing that I will get first is a FDM printer. But I need to have 3D skills first before getting a FDM printer. Learn some 3D skills, learn some digital sculpting skills using ZBrush, Mudbox, whatever you guys use to help you create the models. Once you have these skills, you're ready to get yourself a FDM printer, and from there you just work your way up to getting all the things you need to get in this video. So that will be the first thing that I will get first. If you're going to do a lot of art models, art toys, whatever you want to call it, just be aware that resin is costly and it gets messy. So I always wear like 4 disposable plastic gloves just to be safe. You don't want to get in your hands. You don't want resin on your hands. I would get black disposable gloves. So yeah, try what works for you. Just get the best disposable gloves that doesn't tear. So when you're using resin, always make sure to shake the resin A and B before using it. So I have 2 Polycraft resin casting A and B already have been used. There's different types of Polycraft silicone rubber and Polycraft resin casting kits. Some of the prices are expensive on Amazon and eBay. For me, eBay is better depending on which seller has the right price for your budget. Look for the right resin casting kit that's going to fit your budget. There will be information on the gallons, so have a read through. There will be an expiry date, but if there's no date on the gallon or bottle, then check their website, which will tell you how long you can use it for. And make sure you have some space. Get some plastic floor sheets to cover your equipment and the floor, because you don't want resin on the floor and you don't want resin anywhere on your equipment. So make sure you cover everything in your room. Everything. Yeah, do that. If you're going to do this, make sure you get some plastic floor sheets. Make sure you have some ventilation and always wear a mask when using resin, so you don't want that up your nose, especially if you have any health issues. Please double check your doctor before doing this. And when you're using resin, do test samples first, because resin is not cheap. Get some plastic cups and a digital scaler to write down the right ratio. Once you mix resin A and B together, it will get warm inside the cup. And if it looks solid, that's good. If not, keep looking for the right ratio until the liquid is solid. If there's a high demand for your art toys or art models, then this is the way. You will make a lot of duplicates in seconds with a silicone mold. When you're using an LCD printer, it takes a few hours. So the next one, silicone rubber and silicone catalyst. Creating silicone molds is easy. Just mix the silicone rubber with the silicone catalyst and voila. So yeah, you don't have to worry about silicone rubber because it's not toxic, so you don't have to wear a mask. And here are my samples of the silicone molds that you see here. So when I first started, I made a few mistakes, and in time I got better. Your experience is the greatest teacher, so if you want to learn it from someone that knows how to do this, I'll be happy to show you this on my Artistic Range Arts and Crafts course. But here I'm just keeping it basic, and it's free for you guys to know what you need to know and get the things you need to get. Tag along and watch me how I do it, doing these little online sessions with you when the time comes. But you definitely need a vacuum pump. Sometimes I don't use it and the models look okay. So yeah, it's one of them ones. So yeah, this removes the air bubbles, and when the model gets solid, you have no air bubbles on the model. Yeah, this is what it would look like when you have missing parts of your model. Not because of the air bubbles, but sometimes it's the silicone mold. So get some baby powder and a brush so you can brush it inside the thing. Make sure you brush everything inside the silicone mold. You definitely need some elastic bands. The brown ones are the best ones, they're strong. So if you look at my art models here, some models are missing some parts around the ear, sometimes the nose. If the model is sticking to the silicone and the moment you take the model out from the silicone mold, you're going to see some missing parts from that. So yeah, baby powder helps to stop the resin from sticking inside the silicone. If there are overhangs in your model with no support, this will ruin the model, and the first thing that came to my mind to fix this problem is to create mini prawns. This is what it will look like when it's inside. Looks like a chess piece stuck to the model. A lot of mistakes that I had to go through to figure out how to fix this problem. I've created these little prawns that are attached to the model so that I can easily cut off the end part of the head. Once the prawn is removed, then I can sand it down with an electric tool and wet sanding paper to give it a nice smooth surface. So this is what it will look like once it's all done. This is the original of the model, and this is the duplicate version. Pretty cool. And then you can see the prototype version as well. This was working and I was getting great results doing this. This is my way of doing things, and you might come across something that, oh, you do it that way, okay. Because yeah, everyone does their thing a little bit different. This is a intelligent 3D pen, but this is something that I would use for welding my prototype models if there was a certain part of arm, head that is broken off, and I can easily just weld that out with this pen. So to use this pen, you need filament, and be careful not to touch the nozzle of this pen because it gets hot. I have to leave it to warm up and then use it before it turns off automatically. If it's in red, it means it's heating up. So once it turns green, you can use it. But yeah, that's my 3D pen, and you don't really need to get this, but if you do get it, yeah, it's just for welding prototype models. That's what I use it for. The 3D printing software that I use for my FDM printer is Cora. So it's crucial that you have some 3D skills to help you fix the problems. And if you don't have any 3D skills to fix the errors, it's going to be pointless to use this 3D software. So, or any 3D software that you use to help you print your prototype models. And I will show you how to do that on my Artistic Range Arts and Craft course. So if you want to know how to use Cora, I will show you the settings and everything else that will get you straight into printing the stuff you need, so you can see what the prototype looks like before moving into the final stage. Also, you need to double check if there's any overhangs in your model. The good thing is that we have a community that can help you. This is the way if you want to know how to solve these issues. You need to get some replacement parts, because if something goes wrong and you need to replace it, it's better to have it than not to have it. So make sure you stock up enough tools to fix any problems with your 3D printer. So if you need extra nozzles, get some nozzles, get some cutting tools to cut your filament, get the right extruder. So yeah, stock up on prick stick glue and clear glue. Now I use both because the clear glue doesn't dry out so quickly, so it's wet. The prick stick keeps the model on the heat bed, but you can't guarantee that it's going to stay on there. So to be safe, I would use the clear glue to make sure that the model stays glued on the heat bed. Now we are done with part 2. We are going to move on to part 3. So I will see you guys in part 3. Hopefully some of this information is useful, helping you to do what you need to do. All this information will be on my Artistic Range Arts and Crafts course. So have a look at that if you want to learn how to do this. And if you're looking for someone that can show you, well, like I said, we have a community here that will help you do the things that you need to do, so we can start building some cool things for the future. So have a good day, and I will see you when I see you, like Ocean Olive.